Sometimes we're surprised by ourselves, not because we've done something unexpected, but because we've reacted in a way that feels strangely familiar. Perhaps someone offers a compliment, we smile, then quietly dismiss it. Or an opportunity appears, and before we've had a chance to think, we've already decided it probably isn't just for us. Moments like these often pass unnoticed. They seem so ordinary that we rarely stop to wonder where they may have come from. I've often been struck by how naturally we become accustomed to seeing ourselves in certain ways. Not overnight, not because anyone consciously chooses to, simply, yeah, very simply, because familiarity has a quiet way of becoming convincing. The more often feels true, the less likely we are to question it. William James once wrote, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life or her life by altering her attitudes of mind." It's an optimistic thought. Yet before anything changes, we usually have to notice the attitudes we become so familiar with that they are no longer feel like attitudes at all. They simply feel like reality. This isn't something to criticize, it's part of being human. We all develop ways of understanding ourselves. Some grow from encouragement, others grow from disappointment, some arrive through success, others through experiences we'd never have chosen. Over time, these ways of seeing ourselves can become so ordinary that we stop noticing they're only one perspective among many. One of the privilege of listening to people over the years is hearing how often certainty begins to soften. Someone starts a conversation saying, I've always been this way. Then, somewhere along the journey, that sentence changes. Not dramatically, just enough. Perhaps I've only seen myself this way for a long time. It's a small difference in wording, yet it opens an entire different way of thinking. I've wondered whether that's one of the quiet gifts of conversation. Not that someone else tells us who we are, but that another perspective occasionally helps us notice how narrow our own has become. Not because it's wrong, because it's incomplete. There are parts of ourselves we've known for years, our strengths, our habits, our fears, our hopes. Yet even these don't stand perfectly still. Life has a way of introducing experiences that gently reshape how we understand them. Looking back, it's a bit remarkable how often we've outgrown opinions we once held with complete confidence. Perhaps the same can sometimes be true of the opinions we hold about ourselves. I've become less interested in asking whether people see themselves accurately and more interested in how those ways of seeing were formed. That feels like a kinder question, I think, anyway. One that leaves room for curiosity instead of judgment. Perhaps understanding ourselves isn't about replacing one description with another. Maybe it's about allowing enough space for the description to keep evolving. After all, none of us is exactly the same person we were 5 years ago. It would be surprising if our understanding of ourselves never changed either. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me, and I look forward to continuing this conversation with you.